do that every game I play now.
Absolutely right. So enjoying yourself is one part of it, yes, but it's not the major part in terms of playing paintball is what we used to love doing and competing.
Yeah.
So drinking with your pals is another thing. It is. It's as an aside.
Winning with my friends was more important to me than just winning.
Yeah, that's agreed. But still competing.
Yes.
And winning. All right. Okay. So
but I would rather win with my friends or lose with my friends than win with just a bunch of randoms.
I agree.
So I wouldn't like to be a pro these days that's just brought in to play to win.
Oh no.
But there's a lot of them that are doing that. You look at any of the Millenniums, most of the CPL and SPL teams have got pros playing for them.
Oh, I know. I think that's terrible. I think it sucks. So, I mean, the average pro team nowadays has not got the makeup of the demographic, the sort of people that we had, because, well, mind you, I mean, when I went to our sort of Americans, they were bringing an outsider. You with the band's eyes were a lot more friend orientated because you guys stuck together. Yeah. So you probably had.
When the last 3 or 4 years, we definitely had other people that were coming on. Remember Dave Elliott was a Southerner, he joined us, but he joined us as a mate as well.
Yeah, that's right.
And he didn't sort of join and never used to knock around with us. He was a mate and he'd knock around with us. And there was Dino, that joined us. And there's all sorts of people near.
Okay, but we're getting away slightly from people that won't recognise these names, but in terms of the Millennium and what they were trying to do and what they achieved over the past 4 or 5 years for the teams and the vendors, let's come away from the vendors slightly and concentrate on teams and players. Do you think that the average player stroke team gets value for their money in the average Millennium event?
No.
Why? You talking about game time?
No game time.
No game time. What about if the game time was extended? So suppose the average game time now is 5 minutes, nominally say, and we doubled it to 10 minutes. If they were all getting 10 minutes, which is double what they're getting now, nominally speaking, do you think then they would get value for money, or is there something else that needs to be addressed? In other words, does the nature of the game need to be, and does the nature of the event need to be improved? In other words, you remember what Toulouse was like, say 5 or 6 years ago, where we were both playing in it. It was probably 10 years ago. It was the best place to be, wasn't it, Toulouse?
Yeah,
I was on the World Cup in Toulouse. It was fun. It was great. Yeah. But I mean, is that?
I mean, Campaign Cup was the last Millennium event. I think the atmosphere down there was great. Personally, I thought
it was good. Yeah, I thought it was good.
I thought it was a bit weird how they had one field separated from all the others, which I thought was really, really strange. But I don't know why they did that. They had the SPL field out of the way.
Yeah.
Were the games enjoyable? Were the play? You'd have to ask somebody that really cares a bit more about the actual playing. And I don't mean to sound that in a weird way. I enjoy playing.
You do care about the game, Ledz.
I know, but the people that paid their money and sort of went, right, here's my 150 quid and here's my 2 boxes of paint and here's my that. I'm in a really, really privileged position that I own a paintball company. So all of those things come to me in quite an easy way.
Yeah.
And I'm fortunate for that, and so it's a little bit more disposable for me. And if I didn't enjoy it and I still managed to have a good Saturday night out with my mates, then that would still be a tick box for me. For them, is it if you play, is it acceptable to play 8 games that are, a minute and a half long? That
no,
you don't really,
not, is it?
And you happen to be the guy who runs to the corner and gets shot 6 times
now
out of 8,
ask you a real tricky
10 or whatever
question.
it is.
If we assume for the moment that we're running with the wrong format, which is basically export, which is a legacy from when we tried it on TV, as we all know. You are, Ailey, you're nearly falling off, mate.
Yeah, I'm good.
You sure?
All good, yeah.
She's had a lot to drink tonight. She's wobbling. So if the camera starts...
Well, before we go on to X-Ball,
yeah.
I don't think it's just X-Ball. I think it's ramping. In general.
Oh no, I hate ramping. I've always hated it.
That's one of the solutions I think that is absolutely out there that we could solve. The reason we went to ramping, back in the day...
because they couldn't monitor cheating.
No, at the very beginning, when X-Ball started, they wanted to have TV that saw the guy get shot 30 times in 2 seconds, didn't they? Because they wanted the reaction on the TV, the guy getting blown up, right? That's what they wanted. So they allowed there to be, full auto, I think, back then.
It was.
Was it 15 BPS full auto? I think.
Pretty much, yeah.
pull the trigger, then it's full auto. I'm not a big fan of it, but yes, you're right. The next thing was that they couldn't stop the cheating. So now what they did was we couldn't police it, so therefore we will make ramping.
Well, they allowed the lunatics to set the agenda for the asylum, was what I always likened it to.
And I don't. It takes a skill. It certainly takes a skill away, because people who can shoot semi-automatic fast is a skill. Definitely.
No, absolutely right. There was a lot of women that were really, really pissed off at automatic ramping.
Yeah, there's no action, no bedroom action, wasn't there? So I think if you went semi again, I think that would introduce. I mean, just going back to semi and working out how to stop the cheats. At Campaign Cup, there were people cheating on the definitely on the CPL teams cheating.
Do you want to name them?
I couldn't have a clue, but I was in the pits next to them playing.
Why do you say they were cheating?
Because you'd go game on and you could hear the guns going at 1,000,000 miles an hour.
English teams or?
I was through netting. I was playing on the field next to it, and you'd hear.
So it's still going on.
Yeah, and it could have been. I haven't got a clue who it is.
Well, every time did we go out with Nexus in the States, and I don't know if the viewers to this video know, is that because I owned the team at the time, I wouldn't allow any cheats to go on guns. No matter what anybody fucking says, we did not have cheats on the guns with Nexus. I wouldn't allow it. And if I found anybody trying to cheat with a gun, I'd have been off the team straight away. And Ledz luckily was our gun sponsor at the time, and he fully supported me in this. And we knew every time we went out there, and I don't give a shit. I can't say that name, can I? Okay, well, no, I won't. There were teams out there that were. There were teams out there that we were going against that we knew they were cheating like shit, because at the sign of the game on, our Nexus C guys were going da 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 da, and we were going da against us. So we were losing 2-3 guys off the bat, whereas they might lose one. And there was nothing we could do about it, because every time that the judge would go over to check the gun, they'd release the trigger, and then the cheat would reset itself, so you couldn't then catch them, basically. And so we was always at a disadvantage. I'm not making excuses or anything, but those teams cheated like shit. And we knew it. They denied it, which was a joke. It made me want to puke, because they knew they were doing it, and they used to say it to me off record. And we knew it was like, so we know that cheating was going on. It's been endemic in our sport.
I think there's people that I'm not going to name names, but there's been teams and manufacturers and whatever that have said, yeah, I'm doing it.
But we know.
And they've said, catch me if you can.
Well, that Marcus Nielsen whole philosophy, he said, yeah, I cheat. Marcus Nielsen is basically a born cheat. He's been a player, character of the sport, and what he used to do is he used to cheat like shit. And he used to admit it, and he used to say, well, okay, if you catch me, then penalise me. I'm quite prepared to do the penalty as long as you can catch me. So that was his, and I'll never forget in Germany that one time when he was playing up to the crowd, when he once got shot in the shoulder and quite famously turned round to the crowd and went bump, wiped it, and then took the applause and then carried on playing. And the fact is that the judge didn't actually catch it, and he thought that was really a great thing to do. Me, I just wanted to go over and smash the geezer's head in, because to me that's everything that's wrong with the game. He was a dick. But I quite like Marcus because he is such a dick. But yeah.